I don't care what anybody says. No Vaseline is the greatest diss song of all time. You can fight me in the comments section talking about hit 'em up is great. No, it ain't. Tupac. Well. Welcome back. It's your host who don't like to boast. And if you have a drink, let's share a toast. That's some great H2O. Let's say this is your first time coming in. Welcome, come on in, man. How you doing? How you folks? And if this is your time coming back, man, long time no see. I ain't seen you since the last drop. It's the man T.F.P. I'm the first employee, first artist, CEO, and founder of both Armageddon Recordz and LUD clothing brand. And once again, we are here with another album review combination for y'all. And this time, it's one of my other favorite rappers of all time, Ice Cube. Now, don't leave. Stay until the end because I may have something special for you. Now, let's get into what you came here to see. Why you robbed that dude, man? Dude literally was waiting for Jesus and Cube just straight up robbed him. Okay, part one, we're talking about my favorite to least a favorite when it comes to the albums itself. And I saw 4 albums from Ice Cube. Now, if I'm missing some, please go into the comments below, type their names, and we can do another video just for y'all. You know your boy care about y'all, what y'all want to see. We Armageddon Recordz, we care. Okay. My number one, when it comes to all 4, out of 10, this project got a 9.25 out of 10. And it's Death Certificate. Yes, from the country. Death Certificate. One more again. Death Certificate. What is coming in second place? And Death Certificate had a total of 20 tracks on there. So out of 20 tracks, the whole thing got a 9.25. Now, out of 16 tracks on this project, we're looking at America's Most Wanted. And out of 16 songs, it got a 9.1 out of 10. Pretty good. That was his first project he dropped. I ain't gonna lie. Still like that one, especially seeing old, like younger Q on that album cover. Still cool. All right, in third place, out of 16 tracks on this project, we're looking at The Predator with a total ranking of 8.56 out of 10. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my tablet for my notes because I want y'all to be, feel special because I made this important for y'all. This is for y'all. And last but not least, out of 12 tracks, we're looking at Lethal Injection with a total ranking of 8.45 out of 10. Now, we're going in part 2, talking about some of my favorite songs, what I like, and then in part 3, we're going into dislikes. Part 4, we're going to be talking about the overall vibes and my final takeaways. Now, let's get into it. And also use the rhyme scheme, enemies, Hennessy. And I was like, did Q come up with that first, or was that Pac? Who did it first? We need to find out. Okay, we're back and we're looking into part 2. We're talking about each project and my favorite songs from them. And this time we're starting from the beginning drops to the last drop. So we're going in chronological order. Let's go. All right, America Most Wanted, Ice Cube's first project. Some of my favorite songs was The N-Word You Love to Hate, Once Upon a Time in the Projects, still one of my favorites to this day, one of the greatest storied songs of all time to me. Who's the Mac, and it's A Man's World featuring Yo-Yo. I want to go more into Yo-Yo's music because I heard her and I'm like, she kind of killed it. I need to find out who this is. And stay hydrated, my friends. Okay, now we're going into Death Certificate. Yes, I'm from the South. Death Certificate. And some of my favorite tracks from that project, we're looking at The Funeral, Death, The Birth, I Want to Kill Sam, I understand that, Truth to the Game, Colorblind, Us, and we can't forget No Vaseline. I don't care what anybody says, No Vaseline is the greatest diss song of all time. You can fight me in the comments section talking about Hit 'Em Up is great. No, it ain't. Tupac had a slew of people on that, so I don't care. Still like Pac, future album review coming with Pac, yet No Vaseline. Greatest. Still don't care what anybody says. Now, The Predator, some of my favorite tracks from that, It Was a Good Day, have to put that up there. Elpham, The Insert, Dirty Mac, Don't Trust 'Em, Gangsters, Fairy Tale 2, Who Got the Camera? I'm glad that Rodney King got what he, had coming to him futuristically. This, like, that whole Rodney King thing is my first introduction to, like, the West Coast, and I broke it down futuristically, so we'll talk about that. And Lethal Injections, some of my favorite tracks were Really Though, Ghetto Bird, still love that one. You Know How We Do It, Bob Gunn, that's the One Nation featuring George Clinton. I love that. Like, we gotta have that at the cookout. That song long though. That song really long. It made me really appreciate like music back in the day and how long it actually was. What Can I Do? And When I Get to Heaven. Cube, why you robbed that dude, man? Dude literally was waiting for Jesus and Cube just straight up robbed him. And he did it like in a polite way, but he robbed dude, man. Y'all need to check that song out. Now, we're about to go into part 3, talking about my likes. And then part 4, we're talking about dislikes. Let's go. Okay, part 3, we're talking about my overall likes from the whole discography. So, let's go. All right, starting off, I love how Cube is one of the greatest storytellers in hip hop today, then, there, and now. I don't care when you listen to it, how long you listen to it, Cube is one of the greatest storytellers, and it makes sense that he transitioned into like movies and stuff, because if lyrically he can make you think about like stories, placements, and all that, it feels natural that he went that route. The calm, smooth vocals Cube had on several songs, especially on towards like his later bodies of work. I ain't gonna lie, like he educated people in his songs and his lyrics. And if you ever watch like the NWA biopic and seen the scene when they were doing like that conference talk, and Cube was talking about how there's dope coming from the middle American region and southern American region, and then there's guns coming from Russia. And when you look at a dude in the hood, they don't have passports, so how's it getting here? Like, well, his son, Yeah, and then listening to his lyrics, it's like he's waking people up and educating people of what's going on and transitioning that energy to the right people. Some of the samples he was like, whoever the producers were using, I like how they meshed together. Like some of the beats, I like what they were doing. That was pretty nice. Like Cube's album intros and like some of the skits and all this stuff, it really made me appreciate how much work and thought people put into music and stuff back then. And like the effects on it, it really made you sound like, it made it sound like somebody was really walking, or somebody was really opening the door, or somebody's really going to the clinic. Comment below if you know exactly what project I'm talking about when I say that. It really made you feel like this is something actually happening, and you're appreciating the full spectrum of the project. The song sequences, like, it flowed together very well, and like in a nice, unbashful way. It also had a snippet of Malcolm X. If you know me, you know that's one of my favorite people of all time. And Minister Farrakhan. No, I'm not Muslim. No, I don't believe in Islam. Team Jesus forever. Yet I highly respect the Muslim belief, and I highly respect like what they do, who they are, their discipline, and I just love listening to Minister Farrakhan and Malcolm X. Like Malcolm X, yeah. And also used the rhyme scheme, enemies, Hennessy. And I was like, did Q come up with that first, or was that Pac? Who did it first? We need to find out. Hip hop investigators, come on, let's team up together. We need y'all to search that for me. Now, we're going to the next part of this. We're talking about my dislikes. Let's go. And we are back. And we're back talking about the dislikes I have overall with all the projects. So let's go. I ain't gonna lie, Cube. You know, I love you. I'm gonna get a feature from you in the future, you know. Too many songs cater to like despising and wanting to kill the Caucasian person. Now, for a lot of people, I'm from Mississippi. I'm from the racist South. I say that because before I left Mississippi, I was all about that. And when I branched out and saw different states, different people, different ways of life, and different forms of racism from different people, I won't say that's all the way gone. I will say I've gotten older and I understand sometimes the pen is mightier than the sword. I'm not saying take it all away, yet with how much of the projects are catered towards that, it made me be so happy when he had that cool, calm, chill song. Cause I'm like, there's a different flavor. Brand new flavor in your ear. Rest in paradise, Craig Mack. Another thing I had problem with was like a lot of the songs didn't have a hook. I'm like, Cube, where's the hook? Like some songs, okay, cool, I can rock with that. Yet a lot of them didn't. Come on, Cube, you one of the greatest lyricists in the whole game. I know you could pen up a dope chorus. I kind of wish there was more features from like artists and like that time span on his projects. Cause like he talk about Willie D told me letter O be a O, so can't stop you from being gang. Never dang. Now let's play Big Bank take Lil Bank. Why not throw Willie D on the song? Yeah, I know like on one of Scarface's projects, Cube was featured on it. One of the great, like one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. Why you ain't throw Face on the project, man? Why you ain't throw like, why you ain't, like I know you have Flavor Flav on one of the projects, which is kind of cool to me. Why not somebody else? Like some of the projects, like I think it was one song that it sounded like they were in the hospital. Why you ain't throw Dre on there, man? That made perfect sense to me. Throw Dre on there. Why not like have an Easy E verse from way back when, and somebody just throw that on a project to like show love to E or something. Like more features, man. Just more features. Even though I did like some of the beats, I won't lie, like some of the beats did not pair well with some of Cube's bars, his flow, and like the energy he did have. Like some of the beats were like jazzy or funky, and Cube brought that, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, what? Like, no, let you a little bit. It didn't flow right, man. It didn't flow right. And like last but not least, to name some of the songs I was talking about, because I did put it over here. Steady Mobbing, Alive on Arrival, Wicked, and Down for Whatever. That's some of the songs I was talking about. What didn't pair well. And last but not least, Cube, you did not have to rob that dude while he was waiting on Jesus on the song When I Get to Heaven. You did not have to do that. that was not cool, man. That was not cool. Okay, now we're going into the last part of this, and then we're explaining my overall feel from beginning to end and my thoughts of Cube as a rapper himself. Let's go. Okay, now we're talking about the overall feel of the whole discography from beginning until the last one. I'll be honest, I enjoyed all of them. I'm a Cube fan. Been one, still will be one to the day Jesus calls me back. Overall, from beginning, it's like this young dude with so much to say and so much like pent up from his environment, and he is looking to paint as many pictures as perfectly as possible for the outside viewer who's not familiar with this and what's possibly going on in a lot of neighborhoods and a lot of cities around America that the average media outlet does not go to, where the average story is not told, that's swept under the rug. And Cube being such a great storyteller, Project 1, 2, 3, and 4, he takes you on that journey. And you will see what's going on. You even can potentially see the crack rock that's being sold. You can almost identify what's going on, who's doing this and who's this person. And even though we may all have different mental images of these people, we can still resonate with that story. We can still see it. And it just is cool to see Cube's transition song to song to song, project to project to project. Also, like, it feels like you're in South LA. You're in the South Central area. You're in Crenshaw. You're in Long Beach. You in all these different places audibly, because Cube is making sure you're there. And taking it back to the whole Rodney King thing I was saying earlier, one reason why I always, when I hear those stories or whatever, it brings me back to myself, is because Cube, for one, is my first introduction to West Coast music. And in 9th grade, mind you, this was like over a decade ago. My English teacher, for us to graduate and get extra points so we can graduate that and pass that class, she had us handpick different topics to learn about, read about, and then make an essay about it. And one thing in particular that caught my eye was the LA riots. And I never knew about it, I never heard about it. And this was the whole Rodney King thing. And I did my research, I started to learn, oh snap, dude was beaten by a multitude of cops, and somebody happened to have a camera right there recording everything. And even though they had the evidence that Rodney King was beaten by these police officers, the police officers literally got away scot-free. And California turned all the way up on that. And my young brain, anarchy, I was like, yeah, let's go. And it even got to the point whereas, like, cause at that time I was a big WWE fan, they were even saying that like WWE chose to not go to certain venues in California because of that. And it was so epic that the Bloods and the Crips joined together, had a peace treaty at that time span to unite against these people and what were going on. And like listening to Cube, I was like, dang, he's talking like all this stuff. And but you don't know, Cube's the reason why I wear flannels. Cause of Friday, that's my first introduction to Cube. Like I didn't know he rapped until like because this is back when there was VCR. You don't know what a VCR is? Why you on this video? And we'd watch Friday all the time, and I'd end it when I see the credits. And one day, I think God told me, let it keep playing. There's more to this. So I let the tape keep playing, and lo and behold, there was a song on there, and it was called Friday. One of my favorite Cube songs of this day. I think it is my favorite Cube song of this day. And I was like, wait a minute, because this was back when I was a child. Like even to this day, people ask, do you know who this person is, this celebrity? I don't know, I probably know their character name. Like I pray for folks who actually know so many celebrities' names. I'm like, dude, do you have a life? Like somebody say, oh, this dude Florence Whitaker and all this. I'm like, what do you play in? We can go from there. And I was like, man, I ain't know Craig rap. The pure innocence of a child. I said, Craig can rap. He rapping. I like this. Craig can rap. Okay. I was wondering, do Smokey rap? I seen him in the video riding with, we're gonna put his name up here. And that's the Dr. Dre song, Keep Your Heads Ringing. I was like, I seen Smokey with What's Your Face. I'm like, they finally cool. They got over their differences. All right, cool. And like, if you don't know, besides because I like older women, Cube's the reason why I have a beard. He made it seem cool. So you know what? I was like, you know, I can rock this here well, you know, for the older ladies and because Cube made it look cool. So yeah. And I know this is the part that y'all hearts break because this lovely face has to go another way, another direction. And I understand. I miss seeing y'all lovely faces. Yet, if you want to see more of me, click that or click that right there because we got more for you to see. And it's your host who don't like the boss. Watch another episode. And until next time, adios.